Alright guys, welcome back. It's been a little bit of time since we last saw each other. So first I just wanted to review a little bit about the confidentiality, just so that we all know that we touch base on that again. So between us, everything's going to be safe, and my team that are watching the video. And there are a couple exceptions, that being suicidal intent, explicit, so I really have an idea that you're thinking about harming yourself, any of you guys. Child abuse or neglect, so when we talk about that, that's kind of something I have to report. And doing harm to others. So if you're very clear about that, so I'm not going to jump the gun on that, but if it becomes kind of clear, we'll look into that, okay? So everybody kind of understands that?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's been a big week for Akila, I heard.
Yeah.
So that's good. I'm really excited to get to that. So we'll definitely talk about that later, okay?
Okay.
So I feel like last time we didn't get a really good idea as to what we were all here for. So I want to talk with Mom first, and you can just kind of give me an idea of what you think you're here for today.
Well, I guess I'm just here to, I don't know, sometimes I feel like our family's just kind of falling apart, and sometimes I feel like T's been making some improvements, but there's still some really questionable activity he's been up to, and I'm really happy what's going on with Keila, and I'm really happy that you stepped forward and helped your sister too, but sometimes I still feel like you're very difficult to communicate to.
Okay, so some communication issues. So you heard her talk about that. What do you think you're here for? Or the whole family, for that matter?
Communication?
Communication? Do you think that's a problem?
I guess.
Okay, so we can look into that. So you kind of think communication is a problem, but not so much with you, or?
I don't know, we have issues.
Okay. So we'll definitely come back to that a little bit more, okay? And Akila, what do you think everyone's here for today?
I think it is communication. I think if my brother were to just open up a bit more and talk more about his situation to me and my mom, then we could step forward and work it through. But he seems so distant and preoccupied, and it's not really helping.
Okay. So from a couple of you, I am hearing for sure that communication is kind of a thing that needs to be worked on. But I'm not really sure if you feel kind of sold on that. When you hear them talk about that, what do you think about that? And about what they're saying?
I'm just dragged over here, really. I guess communication, I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can definitely gather it's kind of annoying to talk about communication a lot, but can you how do you think that when you hear them talk about that, you don't really, I'm not really sure I'm gathering from you whether or not you think it is a problem, or you're kind of just telling me that's what you want to say.
Mom said it's a problem, then it is a problem.
Then it's a problem, if Mom says it's a problem.
Yes.
Okay, so that's how you say it. So what do you think about that when you're talking about that? If Mom says it's a problem, then what do you feel she's getting at, or he's getting at?
I guess I feel like, that it's we can talk about whether or not we're communicating, but now we're not really necessarily communicating about what we need to talk about, I think. And so, I'm glad you're here, and you're saying, I hope you actually recognize that. I mean, you say you are, so, yeah, I don't know, are we on this, I just can't tell from your expression, is it because I'm saying that the communication's a problem, or you feel like you're communicating to me when, part of what happened last week was that, you went out with your friends, and you were out so late, and you didn't call me, and I was just worried. So, and then you could have easily called, at least, but you didn't even call, so.
Because Mom, I'm a grown-ass man. I don't need to call you every time I'm out.
It's just a simple phone call, just to know that you're okay, what you're going to be doing, and when you're coming back.
It's embarrassing to call my mom in front of my friends. They're going to laugh at me.
It just takes a couple seconds.
I get that. I hear you saying it takes a couple of seconds, but I don't think you're listening to me. It's embarrassing to call my mom when I'm with my friends.
Do you think it's embarrassing that your mom cares about you? Do you think that's kind of stupid, T?
I don't need to be calling her, you know, when I'm out with my friends. I mean, who does that? Hey,
Okay.
mom, I'm safe. I'm not a girl.
Yeah, but we're your family, though.
Girl
I
or
know
not
that.
girl, I mean, you're my son. I care about you. And all it takes is 2 seconds. You've been doing so well for the most part. And all of a sudden it's like, you know, you just forget or something that there's people at home thinking about where you are. And if you could just let us know where you've been, then I don't have to worry.
You don't need to worry. I'm fine. I've been fine.
So what were you doing?
Hanging out with my
evening, Mom.
friends.
And where were you?
Places.
What places?
Well, I'm not gonna start naming all
Okay,
the
so
places.
let's just take a look at what we've kind of got from out of this. Okay, so what did you hear her or him say about the calling? What are you getting from that?
I hear that, you know, he's embarrassed. And then I also hear him not being very specific about anything else. I don't understand why you can't just simply tell me where you are. Are you embarrassed now?
Baby. I'm not her. I'm not. It's 7 years old, for Christ's sake. I don't need to be telling you every time I go eat, every time I go hang out with people, you know, checking in. We might as well put a GPS on me. It might make everything easier.
Okay, so now you've heard her kind of explain. You've explained yourself that you're embarrassed by it. What do you think? What are some alternatives to not calling in front of your friends? Then, what do you think might help her with that?
Maybe she needs to learn to trust.
Trust you? Okay, so you think she just doesn't trust you?
Well, it's obvious that she doesn't trust me. I have to tell her every time I go to a different place.
Okay, so mom,
That's unreasonable.
with trust, what do you?
I feel like I'm really trying to work. Like I'm trying to bridge. I'm like, I'm not saying you can't go out at night. I'm asking just where are you? You know? I'm asking you just to call me. To know, let me know when you're coming home. I just want to know what you're doing. I don't see what's such a problem unless you're embarrassed about what you're doing.
I'm embarrassed to call my mother in front of my friends. That's minimizing me being a male.
Just talking to
I'm
your
gonna be like a little bitch. I'm not gonna be a macho man that I am. I'm not a little bitch.
Okay, so Akila, what do you hear going on? What is this? You seem a little distressed about it. So what is this? Talk to me about that. Talk to me about.
She has nothing to do with this. I don't know why you've been asking her.
I have everything to do with this. Because what you're doing is affecting me as well.
How exactly is that affecting?
Because
It's
your
not my life,
attitude, your
it's affecting
attitude
you.
stinks, T. It like really stinks, and it's just like causing so much distress in our family. And there's no reason why you should do this. And you always choose your friends over your family, and that
I'm
makes
not
me mad.
choosing my friends for my family.
Well, you're always with them. You're never with us. You never seem to care. You don't even seem to care
I
to be
have
around
a
us.
life.
Okay, so she stated that you're affecting her. So what does that mean to you?
Everything's affecting her.
Everything's affecting her, right? So what kind of effect does that have on you? What do you think when you hear your sister talking about that? Your behavior is affecting her.
I don't know what to think about that. Really.
Okay.
But right now, I don't.
Okay. So mom, I'm not sure if you've heard that before, but when you hear that his behavior is not only just affecting you or your relationship, what do you think when you hear about Akila being affected by his behavior?
It makes perfect sense to me. I mean, we're all connected, you know? I don't feel like we're asking that much. We just want to know sometimes where you are. Like, I just can't, I'm still like stuck on the fact, why won't you tell me where you were last Saturday?
I'm still stuck on the fact that you need to know everything. It's unreasonable.
I feel like you're stonewalling me right now. I just feel like you're not telling me where you were. Like, why can't you just at least tell me where you were?
I'm telling you right now, I was hanging out with my friends. We went to different places. Okay, I don't think it's necessary for me to be naming every single store that I'm at. Maybe next time before I leave, I can outline all the places I'm gonna go, literally make a bus plan for you, and then you can sign and approve it. Would that be better?
You know what? I just feel like I can't trust you.
Of course you can.
Because
This is the problem right there.
If you
Okay, so-
because you can't tell me where you've been. You can't give me a straight answer.
If I would tell you right now, would that satisfy you? Would
Yes.
that change anything? What would it change?
it would change the fact that I know where my son is on a Saturday night.
Okay, I went to McDonald's, and after McDonald's, we went to Mike's house. And after Mike's house, we went to see a movie, and then I came home.
I just feel like the way you're telling me is
See,
just
there-
so condescending.
Now
that
I'm
I
telling
can't-
her, and she.
Okay,
Find
so
an
let's
excuse.
look at that. So he did talk to you about that. Okay, yeah. So that's still a little disappointing. So talking about that because there's some more going on.
I just feel like, I feel like there was just this like condescending voice. I don't know if that's really where, he was.
Mhm.
The fact that he's tried to hide it and I feel like now he's come up with a story, to me it just means like he's probably up to no good. I mean, I'm really struggling here. I'm trying to build trust. I'm trying to be open. Like, yes, you can go out on a Saturday night with your friends, do what you want. But I'm just asking for some simple things like, is he safe? I just want to know who he's hanging out with. I want to know if he can give me a predictable time when he's going to be home. I just feel like I'm trying to set a little bit of structure here.
No, you put him on a leash. That's what it is.
Well, so you talked about you're wondering a lot about what he's doing. Can we talk about what you think he's doing though? So he's giving you idea. He's trying to fill in the blanks a little bit, and you're still not kind of buying into that. So from what I can hear anyway. So can you talk to me a little bit about what do you think he's doing out there? What's concerning you about his behavior?
I feel like he's like out doing drugs. I feel like
Of course I am.
he's selling drugs, and I feel like he's hanging out with those guys that are part of a gang that are really drug dealers. So I feel like that's why he's not telling me, because this is like, if he was to tell me, then I would figure out what he's really doing. And so,
And then what? Well, what then? Are you then gonna be satisfied?
well, then you're being unsafe.
Okay, then what?
But
Yeah, please.
I've seen some of his friends,
Mhm.
like while I was walking back from school, and they seem pretty shady.
Of course, they're gonna seem
Okay.
shady to a 7-year-old.
Well, let's let her explain a little bit of what she's saying so we know.
your
what
friends
she's
seem
doing.
childish.
It's not the same thing, okay?
I
Like,
didn't say it is.
no, well, whatever.
Okay, so your mom is going to express some concern for your safety. Okay, so when you hear your mom talking about that, you may be doing some drugs. When you
That's
hear your
all
mom
I
talk about
hear
the
about
concern,
it. I mean,
okay,
what else is new?
so it's annoying when she talks about her concern for you, or
It's annoying, and everything is pretty unreasonable. She has me on a tight leash. It doesn't matter what I say. I told her where I am. Still not good enough. So when is it gonna be good enough, Mom?
When you just call me regularly, check in with me.
But you're not listening. That's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to be calling my mother in front of my friends. They don't do it. Why do I need to do it? Can you answer that for me? Why do I need to do it?
well, that's not really for me to decide, of course, but it does sound like she has a lot of concerns about your safety. So that almost kind of seems. Is that not important to you? The safety,
Yeah,
right?
the safety is important to me, and I'm concerned. I mean, your father died from a drug overdose, so like I'm concerned. Like, is he getting addicted? Is this why he can't make it home because he's so high, and that's why he can't call me? Because he doesn't want me to hear his voice, and so I'm concerned.
But I just told you why I'm not calling you. You're not listening, or you don't want to accept it. Like, which one? I just told you why I'm not calling you. It's
I
embarrassing.
just feel like I can't trust you.
Well, okay. Okay.
Okay. So it looks like we're kind of running out of time right now. So maybe next time we could talk about some goals and not just focus. Maybe we should actually start thinking about that. What are some things you individually could change to reach some goals that we're going to talk about next time? So not just what she can do or what you feel he can do. It's more what you guys individually feel like you need to do to maybe create some change. Okay? So let's do that. So I figured I wanted to give you guys some time to make a video.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. Oh my god.
I think I need to make